Alright, hey guys. Just going to do a quick demo review of our second half defense against heaps from last night. The second half was um, definitely a very good defense from us, so I think the errors that we made in this defense uh, are probably the easiest to fix, and we'll just see exactly how it goes. This is actually my second attempt making the video, so I have even more insight than the first one. Um, Now everything is smooth sailing right here at the beginning. Things I particularly like is where our flank is located. You can see that they have a nice line right there, and because of that, they are able to support S9. He's back here and he's completely safe. Um, if anything, I think maybe the Yankee is a little far up, seeing as the soldier is pretty slow, and there she goes. She gets lit, and then the soldier comes in and finishes her off. Now at this point, however, you'll see that our flank has now disintegrated to nothing. I don't recall what brought Flower back, if he was helping with the tunnel. Looks like he was. But with him missing and Yankee dead, S9 is completely exposed. And he is going to go down here in just a second. Now, I kind of want to work on the idea of rotating holds. So stuff like if you're on the flank, normally it's okay for Flower to roam and like go to cart and help out where needed. But if Yankee's down, then he really can't really afford to move away from there. Also, S92 needs to be aware if he is not supported, and he needs to adjust his positioning based on that. Ideally, he's got two people shielding him right there, but if they happen to be out of position or down, he could pull up with the combo so that we can protect him. Now another thing's going to happen right here, and we'll just watch the combo to see what happens. You see, right now Rosie is looking for the spy, and she ends up actually getting out of position over on the right hand side. At the same time, oop, jeez, I'll go back a minute. Alright, and at the same time here that Rosie is off to the side searching for the spy, Termi is back at the resupply or at the dispenser. And what ends up happening is that their combo is able to push in without anyone knowing. Um, so this is the same idea of uh, rotating positions. If Rosie is off searching for the spy, which is a completely reasonable thing for her to be doing, Termi needs to be aware that his full-time job right now is watching this. And then Rosie gets back into position. Termi calls, he needs to get ammo. Rosie knows that she needs to watch this while Termi falls back. So here they come in. We aren't aware, so we populate. They're able to get the gun and push us off the roof quite easily. So there's that point. Now at this point we do wisely fall back, and mostly everyone makes it out. Which is great. Just watch this hold here really quickly. They don't have Uber, and what they end up doing is pushing in the backyard here, which is kind of a high risk, high reward play from them. And I really like the way that we deal with it, even though they played it very well. So here's a problem. They're tapping the card in. That's something that we definitely need to have good eyes on. So here they are pushing in the backyard, and this play is designed to do that, where they tap the card in while they distract all of us in the backyard. But I'm liking what we're doing. We're keeping the high ground. We're spamming them out. Yankees back here, which is awesome, making them eat rockets, and due to that and the fact that we aren't really losing any players, they have to fall back. So good job all around there. So yeah, I'm really liking this. Flower and S9 on the cart. This is great. Um, Here's where we end up losing the point. They start sneakily tapping the card in. And they push up onto the roof, but that push is completely destroyed by Rosie. Uh, Basically, we were just watching Stairwell, so we were able to deny that really, really well. Now we've got our flank in the backyard. I'm actually starting to think that for this particular hold, we should break the flank up and put Flower or Yankee on the cart with S9, because they were able to tap that in for free. So I think it should be Flower or Yankee on the cart to stop the tap, especially once the cart starts getting pretty close. And if either of those players can't do it, I think Rosie is the third choice to be standing on the cart to physically stop the cap. Now what happened here was Python decided to fall back to third, and the combo decided to stay for the hold. Now, I think Python falling back to third, it's always a smart move, but it may have been a bit early. But if Python falls back, I made the call to stay. That's completely my mistake because we end up getting overwhelmed. I go down to the sniper, which is completely my fault, and we end up losing Uber and the roof. So it would have been a lot better in that situation to just get out and we could have a hold right here. Force them to take the roof and spam us out. So that's my bad. The adjustment to make there is just know to fall back more efficiently. Now we do get a nice hold up here, and we do hold this for a couple of minutes pretty well. So we'll just watch that and see what's going right about this hold first. See, Yankee right up there is perfect. With the dispenser and assistance from her teammates if she needs, I feel like she could probably hold that point almost indefinitely. See, their soldier bombs in, and even though he gets the drop on Yankee, Yankee's got him. She's got a small health pack, she's got a dispenser. He has to fall back. So right now we're doing a great job. All of our positioning is good. They pop in, we're aware of the pop, and we're able to air blast them back. I do think a small misstep here is focusing on air blasting the medic. Ideally, just air blast the demo and the heavy back so that they're too far away to do any good would be the most useful way to disrupt the Uber. But what ended up happening is Python got sniped from this window right here, and now our gun is getting spammed out. And so the adjustment that I'd like to see made in the future is if our NG is down, I'd like to see Snapshot physically stand in this window right here and use his body to absorb those shots, and I'll tank Snapshot so that we can keep the gun up. Rosie was there deflecting spam, which is good, but it's just not enough. So next time we're going to do that as well. Now I think there's a small positioning error here. We don't have a gun. We don't have Uber, so they're able to push in, but Snapshot gets himself cut off on the right-hand side here. I mean, Yankee's part of the flank, so she's going to get behind him sometimes, and sometimes she's going to die. But Snapshot, I think, when we don't have a gun or Uber, we should be positioning ourselves defensively with retreat in mind. So he should have been standing over here. Would have been the best. And oh, Python went down again to some stickies. Oh, Python got Girardi'd and then got stickied, so that sucks. And then we make another nice hold here. And what ends up happening to us here is just we lose the deathmatch game. And so we'll talk about that when it happens. Yes, you can see right here what I like what we're doing with this hold. Yankee and Flowers over here. I don't see him right now, but he's in tires. So Yankee and Flower are worrying about tires. The combo's holding the ramp right here, which is great. We've got a gun. And I know Snapshot moves up into the map room, which I actually really like. I think as long as Snapshot makes an effort to keep his health up by, falling back when he needs to. I can always shoot him an arrow in the window, and I can also just give him a quick overheal, and he can head back in. I think that's probably going to be our best hold. Heavy in map room, flank is in tires, and the rest of the combo is holding the choke right here. Alright. So here they are, they're starting to push in. Yeah. And so we're starting to lose some numbers here. See, we're down. I go down. I make a terrible mistake. We don't even need to go over that, but I heal the spy even though I knew he was a spy. That's my bad. At this point, we're completely wiped. And just go back a minute. I think one of the big adjustments that we can make on this is in this last points, which always end up being kind of deathmatchy points, when we find that we're down numbers, we need to start playing really defensively. And when I say really defensively, I mean positioning here, here, like up on the high ground near our spawn. And that's the way that we can get the most out of this. Like right now, it's 4 versus 9. And I mean, we end up just bleeding and going completely down. But if we had taken the opportunity to fall back, get more defensive, and then once we get respawns, we'd have more power to push out and stop the cap. So I know on last, I'm going to watch for that. And if we are down numbers, I am going to call to play defensive. And so everyone will know what that means, to fall back. Regardless, it was definitely a good cap, or a good round for us. And just the small adjustments that need to be made are make sure that we're watching for the push. We can't have everyone fall back at the same time. Make sure that our flank is taken care of for positioning, and when the flank does start deteriorating, that they pull back closer to the combo for safety. On second, we're just going to make sure that we make a decision as a team whether or not we're going to hold or stay. I personally think if we kept the gun on the roof, we probably could have held that, which is why I had the combo stay, but that was a mistake. Once the gun was gone, we should have left. This 1 point goes for every point where we have a level 3. If the NG's down, we need to physically block the gun off, and I like the idea of Snapshot doing it because he's the biggest. Rosie should be up there too, deflecting spam, because they are going to make their main point spam that gun out so it goes down. And if we can keep it up for another 20 seconds, then Python's back and their push was for nothing. And then on the last point, all we need to do is once the deathmatch starts going against us, we need to make a point to take cover, play safe, play near spawn, play near high ground. Other than that, I think we did a pretty good job. So awesome work, guys.